What it do? What's going on? What's popping? I don't know why my camera looks so close like this, but I guess doing upgrades to the phone, they just make it do different shit. Look good though, look good. The view looks good. And I haven't done a video in a couple weeks, man. I blame it on Facebook Live. I blame it on Facebook Live, man. Because it's just right there, like you literally just stream and you push one button, you stream it, and you have a video. Go ahead, sir. Fucking walk, man. Yeah, Facebook be stealing all the technology. But Facebook they be on that bullshit because you can't play, can't have music playing in the background as you're recording. If it picks it up, the algorithm, or if it fucking recognizes your music, it will delete the shit. So it definitely will delete it. And the thing that sucks is like, because I'm blocked on it right now from doing Facebook Live. The thing that sucks is like my last video that I did, I had jazz, like obscure jazz music playing in the background, but I guess it was a popular song by like Duke Ellington or Miles Davis or something. And you know, Facebook, the technology was able to recognize the song, and they blocked me. I just got off of being blocked for a month from doing Facebook Live, so I like to have something playing in the background. I can't just be having freaking, just be talking with dead air. Like, nah, man, that's not how I do my shit. But anyway, I'm back doing this video shit because I'm talking about the altercation between Zoe Williams. Yeah, I was about to say Corey Holcomb. That's hilarious. Zoe Williams and Aries Spears, man. This shit is it's funny, but it's sad at the same time because it's like. And I always say this, no matter like how intellectual our brothers can be, no matter how much talent they have, no matter how much prestige some of our brothers can have, you get egos in the room with the nigga blood running through your veins and shit. And we just warlike. We just naturally don't like each other, man. You know what I mean? So there's some individuals they can throw insults at each other, whatever. That's what they do. But you know, you get the wrong. I think I got boogers in my nose. You get the wrong, pardon me, I don't care, keep it real. But you get the wrong individual, like two brothers together, and they got egos and shit. They gonna wind up coming to blows, man. Now, I was watching the show. It was the 5150 show, Corey Holcomb, funny show, whatever, with Darlene Ortiz, Freeze Love. He wasn't there. I guess Aries Spears was like the replacement comedian, or you know, they had him there for the day or whatever. So it's Darlene Ortiz, Freeze Love. Like I said, he wasn't there. Zoe Williams, who has a show called The Voice of Reason. You know what I'm saying? It just, you know, it talks about, it's real, it's a conscious show. It talks about relationships and spirituality, things of that nature or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, Zoe Williams is, for the most part, he's a mild-mannered cat. But if you watch enough of his videos, you'll know that there's some underlying, he got a chip on his shoulder. Like, there's some underlying, what's the word I'm looking for? Tension. Because, you know, light-skinned brother, green-eyed brother, got picked on all his life. You know, I'm a lighter-skinned guy, too. Got picked on all my life. So we have this thing inside of us after a while, like, you know what? I ain't gonna keep getting fucked with, motherfucker. I'm about to, you know, you think I'm soft? You think I'm a bitch? I'm gonna punch you in your fucking face. Like, I haven't gotten to that point. Like, I haven't had a fight since I was, like, 14 or 15. It's like 23 years. I'm 38. But... And I, you know, I always try to use my logic to get out of situations. I always try to like not get into a situation before it pops off. Like if I was Zoe, I mean that's his show, so I can't tell him how to be. But if I was Zoe, and once I saw that Aries Spears is acting drunk, because basically he got drunk on the show. Let me run it back before I say what I would have did. Basically, Corey Holcomb invited Aries Spears to the show, and they probably promoted some shit. I watched most of it, but I was kind of in and out here and there. I just basically wanted to see the drama. You know, they're talking about different topics, you know, about the black community and the government and Barack Obama and stuff like that. And it's like, whenever Aries Spears had a difference of opinion, and they will go back and forth, and having differences of opinion on a show, it's a good thing, because you don't want everybody just fucking agreeing like the Buddy Bears or some shit like that. But Aries, he just had a horrible habit of always cutting people off. Now, if you're doing radio, if you're doing interviews, even if you're just having basic conversation, you don't speak until the other person is done talking. And once you had your time and you had the floor, you allow that other person to speak until they finish. And it was just one of those things where Aries was so bent on not being wrong and proving himself right and having these people agree with him that he wouldn't let them get a word in edgewise. He kept cutting them off, and as the show went, he was drinking. They all was sipping. Well, they wasn't all sipping. I think Corey was sipping a 40, but you never know. It could be apple juice in that motherfucker. You never know. I think Aries, I think he said he was drinking Tanqueray or vodka or something. I don't remember. It's of no consequence. The point of the matter, he was drinking, and as the show went on, it seemed like he started to get more tipsy, and lose control more and more, and he was starting to become more and more rude. So, and, you know, a lot of funny things were said. A lot of like at one point, and I think, and other people have said this, but I think the thing that kind of set Zoe off a little bit was when he referred to Darlene as being a Mexican bitch. You don't curse at Darlene. Darlene is cool. Darlene's a sweetie. She's very nice. You don't say that, even though in context, Aries wasn't trying to be an ass towards her, but Aries, you could tell he kind of look up to Corey Oakham, and he kind of wants to be like Corey Oakham a little bit. So he was always like, he said, you're Chinese, blah, 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 this and that. And she's like, no, I'm Mexican. He said, how the hell are you a Mexican bitch with Chinese eyes? So he wasn't calling her a bitch per se. He was just using bitch, you know, on some endearment shit. But that's not your show, Aries. You don't know her like that. Stop trying to be like Corey on his show, man. That's Corey's show. And then Corey himself, I don't think Corey refers to Darlene as a bitch. I don't think he's ever done that. So I think that was on top of like cutting. Oh my God, this is bullshit. On top of like cutting her off, cutting everybody off, not just her Zoe, fucking Corey. He was cutting Corey sitting at the throne and shit. He cutting off Corey, and then after a while, Corey was like, okay, I guess it's the Aries Spirit show, and I saw it. I saw the tension building, and you know, every now and again, like Aries would be speaking for like almost 10 minutes, and then Darlene would get a word in or some shit, and then Zoe like, oh, another voice. So you could tell like he was starting to get aggravated, and then towards the end of the show, when they were doing their final remarks, you know, Darlene said your thing first, and then Aries was like, nah, man, I want to go last. He got this raspy. His voice was mad raspy. That shit. I want to go last. And then he's like, no, nigga, you go first, nigga. That's what I'm like. This is always pissed at this point. Nah, you go first. You talking all this time, nigga. And then Corey was like, man, trust me. Just let him go last, blah, blah, blah. So Zoe was about to give his final thoughts or whatever. And then Aries cut him off. So Zoe was like, shut the fuck up, nigga. Shut the fuck up when I'm talking, motherfucker. Like, you know, they just got into some real niggerish back and forth shit, like, you know, from the voice of reason turned into the voice of war. Crazy, man, you know what I mean? So Aries was just kind of brushing like, yeah, motherfucker, you ain't gonna do shit, motherfucker. And then and I could tell that Zoe was really mad, because usually Zoe, you know, he speaks very calm, and his diction, he has excellent diction. You can't even necessarily tell where he was from. But when Zoe got pissed off, yo, he was just West Coast out. You would think he was watching South Central. He said, I don't drink, motherfucker. I'm very clear-minded. He's like, yeah, license. And then Aries like, yeah, these light-skinned motherfuckers are always talking shit. They're the loudest one. He said, yeah, we put that work in. We'll put that work in, no. It's like, oh, shit, this nigga done turned an old dog from Minister Society. Like, this shit is crazy, yo. So Zoe put his glasses down. He was like, I don't drink. I'm very clear-minded. He said, yeah, and I'm drunk, and that's the reason why I'm going to fuck you up even more. Kind of threatened him, or just not threatened him, but saying this is what I'll do. I didn't see this. I see it as Aries talking shit. I ain't see it as Aries gonna really fight this motherfucker. They just talking shit. So hopped up, threw some bowls on him, you know what I'm saying? Now they lied and said he got knocked unconscious. We saw the tape. That's not what happened. He kind of covered up. He covered up or whatever, and Zoe didn't really connect, but he's fucking did throw punches at him. He didn't connect. Like the first punch, he swung, he missed that shit horribly, and then he stood up and went around over just throwing bowls, and then the video got cut, which makes it still seem suspect, because the original video, the shit totally blanks out. And then like Corey, Darlene, and Zoe, they kind of had a table. Corey got this punching bag. They're saying the show ended really very weird and blah blah blah. And he punching the punching bag and shit like that. But basically, he was just alluding to the fact that Aries Spears got his ass whooped or whatever. Even if he didn't get punched, he still got his ass whooped. Cause that nigga was covered up like Ali on the ropes. This motherfucker had that nigga doing the rope-a-dope. Cause he was talking cash shit. He ain't even trying to listen, man. I'm trying to hold on to you or something. My body slam you or something. Fuck that. I'm gonna catch him. Listen. So like I love Zoe Williams. I think, you know what I'm saying, he's dope or whatever, but I'm not letting no skinny dude punch on me, man. I weigh 260 pounds. I'm wrapping him up. Especially if you ain't connect with the first month. I'm like, oh shit, this nigga, grab this nigga. We falling, we fucking the studio up. Nigga, I'm body slamming, I'm fucking up microphones. I'm falling in Corey Holcomb. The fucking throne is falling low. We falling into Darlene. It's gonna be like a fucking orgy, but with the clothes on. That's what the fuck it's gonna be. But you know, we talk all this shit about the shit we do, but if we actually in a situation, he probably would have connected with my ass, and I probably would have been laid out like this. But if he was laid out, why they ain't put the camera on home over time? Like, you got knocked the fuck out. Like, that's what I would have did. It's crazy. Yo, oh man, it's just sad because I love Aries Spears as a comedian, but I've heard different interviews. He got a hot head too, man. Comedians in general, because I'm a comic myself, we sensitive motherfuckers. We always thinking about different ways, different angles, different perspectives to make something funny. That's what we do. That's our mentality. You understand what I'm saying? So we're extra sensitive. And it's not a negative thing. It just means we're more in tune with our senses. So it's easier to push our buttons to get us to that point. You understand what I'm saying? Now, Zoe is not a comedian, but he's in tune. He's sensitive. He's in tune with the universe and shit like that. You know, he thinks things on a deeper level than a lot of individuals do. So if you poking pride at sensitive individuals, man, eventually they're gonna fucking wild out. And that's what the fuck happened. Was Zoe wrong for assaulting this man on camera? Yes, that's if Aries Spears was gonna be on some fag shit, he would present a lawsuit. But Aries Spears, like, as far as code of the streets, like, Zoe would never do that to him again. Like, it would never happen again. You know what I'm saying? But as far as like code of the streets and stuff like that, Aries Spears is the one that fucking egged it on. So Zoe responded, and it finally happened. Now, you're always supposed to maintain your shit. You don't never try to accost somebody unless you feel physically like in danger. Even though Aries did kind of threaten him and say, "I'll fuck you up," whatever. So he got up. Okay, let's go. So I can see them being justified on both sides. But if Aries would have just been like not a nigger and not cutting everybody off and calling Darlene a bitch, and basically turning the 5150 to the Aries Spears show. This nigga was doing impressions. I mean, it was funny. He was promoting himself, you know, and it's a good thing. I like the fact that, like, I see these comedians trying to do it. I like the fact that it's not just only Kevin Hart doing this thing. I like the fact that I see other people. I see Lavelle Crawford doing his interviews with Vlad TV. I see TK Kirkland doing interviews and stuff like that. So it ain't just only Kevin. Like a whole bunch of us can kind of get a piece of this pie, man. Because it's way more people that aren't comedians than people that are comics. So we can all get money. It doesn't only have to be Kevin Hart. So it's good that I see other comics and stuff working together and trying to build their brain and try to do their thing. You understand what I'm saying? So I think it's a dope thing. But I've heard different interviews. I've heard Aries Spears like argue with people, and he rubs folk the wrong way. And it's like, what I'm learning even early on in this comedy shit, man, like me, sometimes I have a tendency to be arrogant, to say the wrong things at the wrong time to the wrong people, and that shit fucking, it hinders you as far as you getting gigs. You gotta be nice. I'm not saying you gotta kiss ass or nothing like that, but you have to be nice, man. And if you have a negative opinion about somebody and you want to vent it and express it, make sure you're conscious of who you gotta express. Fucking talk to a homeless guy on the street that don't know nobody or something, just to put it out to the universe. But you might tell the wrong person. You understand what I'm saying? And the information might get back, and you'll put yourself in a situation where you're not getting booked. Where you ain't getting booked, where you're missing out on opportunities, man. because of your attitude. You know, sometimes I go hard on like the ugly chicks or whatever, big chicks, and things of that nature. And it's like, yo, some of these big chicks, they might be in the industry. You never know who you shitting on, who you dissing, and the shit gets back, man. Or you might say an opinion about this comic, or this comic isn't that funny, blah blah blah. You just do X, Y. Sometimes it's just best to keep the opinion to yourself or work it into a joke somehow, where you're still venting it, but they don't really know what you're talking about. Like, you don't always have to be direct. It's good to wear your heart on your sleeve and have no filter, but if you want to have like a decent comedy career, which Aries Spears does, I look on what's it called, celebworth.net. I don't know how accurate it is, but it says he's worth $8 million. It said Corey Holcomb's worth 2. So, you know, why Aries is trying to be like Corey is like, yo, you worth 4 times more than this dude, according to that, but maybe who knows how right that is. I mean, he says he makes $2 million a year, whatever. I don't know. I don't know what it is they were trying to promote, but he still seems frustrated in the industry that he's not getting these movie roles and he's not getting certain gigs and he's not allowed to be in certain situations. But just by watching that video and how he conducted himself the entire time, you can kind of see why people don't fuck with Holmes like that. You know what I'm saying? On a level that he wants to be fucked with. Like, he's still, like, to me, if I'm making $2 million a year, I don't give a fuck. Like, whatever. You know what I'm saying? This is my market. These are the people that fucks with me. I don't need any more than that. But who knows what type of financial issues he has where he kind of has to push it that much more to make ends meet. So, you know what I mean? I'm not in the man's pocket enough like that. But he definitely seems like he has a yearning or a desire to be more than what he is, which is great. That's a successful fucking comedian, man. $2 million, that's what we're trying to get. I forgot I just made $75 last night at a show. You feel me? I'm happy with that shit. This nigga getting $2 million a year. You know what I mean? He probably get $10,000, $15,000 for gigs and shit on a regular basis as a headliner. So he should be happy and blessed with what he has, but I guess you don't know what it is until you're actually in that position. You just want more, you want more, you want more. So it's a rat race. That's exactly what it is. But he was being mad niggerish throughout the show. And I'm like, this can't be the first time he was niggerish. I heard him being niggerish at some other radio show, like he was on a show getting interviewed or whatever. He left. And then I guess the people was talking shit about Holmes. So the nigga turned his car back, went back into the studio and started arguing like a motherfucker. It was great radio. This shit was fucking awesome. But you can't be that type of dude that rub people the wrong way, man. That's what happened with Patrice O'Neal, man. He was like that, like early on in his career. You know, he used to always rub people the wrong way. He would meet you the first day and just fucking trash you, shit on you, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, he had a good heart. I think that was just his way of showing terms of endearment. It was a term of endearment and affection amongst other comics. That's just what he did. But, you know, he missed out on a lot of opportunities. He had some great opportunities. Things started really popping off, picking up, and once he started understanding that he had to be more of a politician, he had to be nice. And if you listen to a lot of like Opie and Anthony radio and stuff like that, even at one point he was giving there's another comedian, an Asian guy, Bobby Lee, he was giving him advice. You have to be nice in the game or you're gonna miss out on opportunities. Patrice finally started to figure that out, and he finally was starting to be liked. And he was once he did the Charlie Sheen roast, it was like, yo, he was primed, man. He was fucking primed and ready to take that, man, you know. And then, you know, unfortunately he passed away, and it sucks. And it's just that we don't want to be in a situation where, you know, we have all this talent, we have all this ability, you know, and we have all this potential, but we constantly get passed over because of our egos and our shitty attitudes. And then when we finally get to the point where we're about to cross that plateau and we figure it out, and we finally find that channel into that ocean of success, we pass away before our time, man. We don't want that shit to happen, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, but Zoe shouldn't have punched the dude. He shouldn't have did that. But as Chris Rock said, but I understand. Now, I'm not saying he should have punched the bitch, but I understand. You know what I'm saying? I understand exactly why he did it. I know afterwards, I mean, it probably felt good for the moment, but Zoe, I know he regrets it. And then, just the thing though, motherfuckers think shit's sweet, man. You can punch on a nigga and do all this crazy shit, famous work. You don't know what somebody holding on to. Like, that's why some of it, sometimes, it still makes me feel like it's kind of staged. Because if you watched it, he got up slow, the punch wasn't connected, and why is it the only video that we see is a doctored up video showing the shit in slow motion and shit like that? It just doesn't look right. Why don't we see the dude knocked out? You know what I'm saying? When they was fighting, it wasn't even really like a scuffle to break him up. It was all some shit like, okay, this is what we're gonna do. You're gonna act like a dick the entire show or whatever. We're gonna have this fake fight at the end, and we're gonna say you got knocked out. I mean, it's all for laughs or whatever. And they having this beef. I don't know. I don't trust none of these internet motherfuckers, man. I know they comedians and stuff like that. I don't trust none of the shit these niggas doing on the internet. On some real shit. It could all be a sham. They could all just be in on this shit and just, damn, our shit ain't popping. So how can we make this pop off more? Because two celebrities ain't gonna fight each other like that. Yo, you got lawsuits. Niggas got agents and publicists and things like that. Even if Aries don't try to like get a lawsuit, what if his publicist pushes for that shit? You understand what I'm saying? Like Zoe trying to get his radio career and stuff like that, popping and whatever. But you known to punch a panelist. Motherfuckers ain't gonna want to fuck with you and do your show. If you think, oh, if this nigga get real mad or if I say something wrong, it's gonna be fisticuffs. Which is not. That was totally out of Zoe's character. So that's what makes me think it's still possibly staged, yo. I don't believe that shit. I don't believe it, man. You know what I'm saying? Like, let's say they start talking like legal ramifications. And like I said, I see Aries Spears, he say he's from Brooklyn, he's a street nigga, cold of the street type dude. I don't see him press a charge. He can't. Because he was the one he egged the whole shit on. Yeah, you can egg shit on as much as you want. And nobody has the right to put their hands on you, no matter how much shit you talk. Nobody has that right. You understand what I'm saying? But from an ethical standpoint, he knew he was being a dick. And you can blame it on the alcohol. Listen, I get tipsy all the time. I still know right from wrong. I don't care as much. I don't think about my consequences as much. But even when I'm drunk, I still know not to slap my mama or some shit like that. I still know, like, damn, you know what? You're gonna take it too far. You need to cut it down. Like, the drinks get me loose or whatever. But I still, there's a point of no return that I know not to cross, even when I'm at that point. And yo, Aries crossed that shit like a motherfucker. But my logic and my heart tells me that it was still staged. It was still for Corey to just let this dude overtalk him so much for like 2 hours. If I was, if Corey really had control of the show, Corey should have kicked him out of the show once he was intoxicated. Like, you know what, I'm sorry, but like, cut the cameras off, and we're gonna take a break real quick. Once they took their little break, brother, you either gotta tone it down or you gotta leave, because this is escalating to some bullshit or whatever. It just seemed like it was poorly moderated. You got control of the mics. Turn this motherfucking mic off. Whatever, man. Or if you don't, get a board where you can control people's mics. Like when some people get out of pocket like that, you gotta shut their mic down, brother. I watch enough podcasts. You gotta shut it down. Listen to Star in the Morning. He will shut your mic off with the quickness. He knows how to moderate a show, but he's been doing this shit for fucking 30 years. So he's the fucking master at moderating shows, man. You know what I'm saying? Probably on like Howard Stern level type shit. But I just hope they work it out. If they really, really about it, though, I think this would be a great opportunity to do a celebrity boxing match or a celebrity or whatever, known person. Ain't like celebs. Aries Spears is a celeb. Zoe Williams is not really a celebrity, but he's a known internet guy. But I think, a lot of us, like, we need to settle our grievances in the boxing ring and do it for charities and raise money at the same time and bring awareness and create a buzz for yourselves. Instead of being on some gangster shit, you can monetize beef, man. Put Tommy Sotomayor in the ring against Tariq Nasheed. I think that's a weight advantage or whatever, but I think Tommy's in better shape than Tariq. I think Tariq could be done after a minute and a half. Oh, I'm tall and soft, man. He like Lennox Lewis with a baldy. Lennox Lewis in his retirement. Nigga probably punch like this. Oh, shit. Oh, man, I'm making myself laugh. This shit is hilarious, man. It's just too sad. It's just sad that so many brothers could be in such positions of power, and they just don't know how to use it when they come together, man. They always, like I said, back in the days when Jason Black, Tommy Sotomayor, Jeff Brown, fucking Tariq Nasheed, and Zoe Williams, they was all in the same room, and then Jason Black was on the phone, and they had this united front, and I was like, oh my God, this is like the fucking Justice League of intelligent Negroes. And they all had different perspectives and different ways of coming at shit, but for the greater good, they should have stayed united. And it was just small, little, stupid things that gradually made them piece off and break off, and it's just fucking sad. We gotta get past like silly differences, even if we have disagreements on like certain crucial elements. Let's settle this behind doors, man, behind closed doors. But still, okay, Tommy thought the knockout game was bullshit. I mean, Tommy thought the knockout game was real. Fucking Tariq thought it was bullshit. But that's something they should have talked about. Like, why shit on motherfuckers and talk shit about people that have different perspectives, especially when your homeboy don't see eye to eye on that shit. There's still ways that you can conduct it and not seem like a dick. But I don't know, man. Like, listen, I'm running out of time. I got like 17 seconds. I talked for almost like 25 minutes of this shit. Hopefully they do a celebrity boxing match. Hopefully they piece of shit up. But It's definitely fucking entertaining. Nobody got killed. Nobody got hurt. Hey, kudos, Mo Green. Peace.